Vanessa in Vernon, Connecticut. Hi, Vanessa. Great to have you on the program. Hello.
Good day, Rush. I'd like to say that years ago, this woman, Kim, would have been getting great support, but because of our efforts, no one understands her courage and her moral values anymore. So I called to gloat about the fact that she is not receiving the kind of love and support that she needs because of women like Mary Bonato, president of GLAAD, and because of women like Camille Paglia, a friend of Christina Hoff Sommers. And it's the women who take the lead, Rush. Have you noticed that they're more driven than the men? The lesbians have driven this destruction of the youth effectively, whereas the men couldn't do it earlier.
Wait. Hold a minute. I'm not sure I understand from where you're coming. Are you supportive or opposed to Kim Davis?
Well, of course, I'm opposed to Kim, but I'm just saying that isn't it great that we ladies of the left have brought about a condition where she's not getting the kind of charity that she deserves, having demonstrated courage years ago.
No, wait. See, that's what's. Wait a minute. If you're opposed to Kim, she doesn't deserve any support because she's wrong.
Well, I'm just saying, isn't it remarkable how effective the ladies of the left have been? In other words, we have a group called the Ladies of the Left that is part of the Ferris and Friends on LinkedIn, and we've gotten together and we've formed a unstoppable group of women to destroy the youth of the country by populating the schools with propaganda.
You are calling to gloat in victory of your destruction of the moral code of the country and in schools.
Very perceptive, Rush. That's why we admire you so much, and we follow all of your 35 undeniable truths of life. We've stolen them and used them for our use because as the youth have been dumbed down, they don't understand. They've propagandized, and they can't speak up because they think that this woman is wrong. And, you know, she's right, but we beat her. And we beat.
So wait a minute. If I'm to understand you correctly here, Vanessa, you are part of the ladies of the left. You're some lesbians, and you've bullied and overpowered every bit of moral opposition. You're succeeding in destroying the moral code of the country, and you're happy.
Well, of course, but not just lesbians. The ladies of the left.
Well, I know not just lesbians, but you mentioned lesbians. I wanted to be sure to include them in the glory.
Well, the lesbians are the leaders. You know, the Latins had an expression, dux femina facti, D-U-X, femina facti. Right. A woman will be the leader of the deed. And that's why we've been able to accomplish this, where the men, for example, Henry Hay, I don't know if you're familiar with Henry Hay, but he was a communist, pro-homosexual leader in the earlier years, and he couldn't get it done. But once you give it to women, they're driven. We are driven, and we are resourceful. We are dedicated. You know, you mentioned you're devoted to the word the other day, and that's why you've done so well. We congratulate you.
Devoted to the word?
Yes, you said on your broadcast the other day that I am devoted to words and the word and the meaning of it. And see, we got you and everyone else using a term called gay marriage. Once you use that word, the game's over. We win. As soon as you drop the label homosexual.
Yes, but see, you are celebrating victory over what you are acknowledging here is the blowing up of a great moral culture. You're happy.
That's correct. So let's realize what has happened to us. The shows like yours, Rush, are
No. Nothing's happened to us. What we're talking about is what you have succeeded in doing.
When I say us, I mean U.S., United States.
No, that's not what you meant. Now you're starting to swerve away here. You got to own this, Vanessa.
We do own it. Look at Mary Bonato. Look at what she did, state by state.
Barry Bernardo.
Mary Bonato, B-O-N-A-U-T-O.
Got it.
Bonato, president of GLAAD, the Gay, Lesbian Advocates and Defenders.
Right.
She recently showed her effectiveness by putting her head up on the steps of the Supreme Court after the decision was announced. She had been stealth up to that time. Do you understand?
Yes, Vanessa, I do get. I'm sure the audience is kind of perplexed right now, but I understand this full-fledged 100%. I do. By the way, do you know how to spell star?
I do. Why do you ask?
Well, because you're spelling all these other words, and if you could spell star.
I spell it S-T-A-R-R.
No, L-I-M-B-A-U-G-H.
Limbaugh.
Yes.
We love the Rush because we got your program and we turned it to our benefit.
Well, I'm happy that you're happy. Here you have a Democrat woman who has stood up for her religious values. She has been run roughshod. Her religious values have been shown not to count. She's a Democrat, 27 years in office, and she is worthless to the Democrat Party. They'd just as soon destroy her and put her in jail as anything else, which they have done.
Well, I've been listening to all of these young people who are children of the Tea Party types, and they're in support of her doing her job. You see, they don't understand the virtue that she has. And we took that ability to understand that away from them. We poisoned their minds.
Right. You have succeeded in polluting and destroying. You have succeeded in filling our culture with rot. You have used your enemies in order to do it by getting us to use your language. You have had great success, and you're calling here to laud it over all of us and celebrate and thank us for helping to make your agenda happen by opposing it.
That's a big part of it.
Well,
and
what did I leave out?
I want my fellow Americans to understand how they got into this mess.
It's not a mess. Why are you calling it a mess? You won. This is the America you want.
No, but it's a mess for them because there are people I love who are walking around scratching their head. They're saying, "What the bleep just happened?" There was a book by that title, by Monica Crowley, "What the bleep just happened?" And they don't realize that the GPS, that is the government public schools, for the last 40 years have been run by communists.
They know exactly what happened. Everybody knows exactly what's happened here.
Well, I want them to be comforted by that, Rush, because, I understand that to the victor belong the spoils.
I'm not saying they're no, I didn't. I'm not saying anybody's comforted by it, but you seem to think that you've pulled off this gigantic coup over everybody, using their aid, unwilling assistance, and so forth. And we all know how it happened. We all know what's going on. I think it's interesting, Vanessa, that if you're on the level with me here, you know what you've done. You know it's no good. But you still are so happy you've pulled it off that you are more happy. You're happier that others are in misery than you are happy over what you've achieved. Okay, using proprietary software and special algorithms, folks, Vanessa has called this program before, most recently back in June. We've run both calls through our analytical software. She is a legit leftist. If you think that she was a satirical parody, satire, wrong. She's a legitimate leftist. This has been confirmed. She's an example of how you should not try that at home. Try this at home. But she was being dead serious. She knows full well what she's done, and she's happy she's done it.